my honest opinion about the AGV K1 motorcycle helmet. Let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the looks, man. This thing looks phenomenal. This is honestly a very slick looking helmet. It has a nice spoiler, whatever you want to call it, on the back, and the front actually curves down a little bit, and so it's a very aggressive looking helmet. So right off the bat, this helmet looks really good. The only thing I would say about the looks is that the AGV, they print their freaking logo right here on the top and on the back. The back's not so bad, but man, that front is, you know, if you've got a color scheme, it really messes with the color scheme. But, you know, you can work with it. You can fill it in with some black. There's ways to get around it. All right, so a lot of you are probably wondering, how's the noise, the wind noise? Well, I would say that overall, it does have wind noise. And I don't know what motorcycle doesn't have wind noise. All of them are going to have some sort of wind noise. But this one, I would say, it's not that bad, but it's there. So, for instance, wind noise is moderate. I wouldn't wear earplugs. I don't think it's a big deal. However, I did notice early on I was getting a whistle, and whenever I was testing to figure out where it was coming from, it was actually, if I cut somewhere in the front right here, it would actually make that whistle go away. And it was literally like a whistling sound, not wind, like straight up whistle. And so I guess over time something's shifted, and I no longer have the whistle. You know, I played with all the air, let's see, all the air vents here, you know, raise them up and down, and it still had the whistle sound. But as of now, there's no whistle. Wind noise is great, and I don't mind it at all. So as far as ventilation, you have the one right there at the chin, goes up and down, and then you also have these up at the top that go up and down as well. And you can see that there's some vent holes on the rear spoiler that I'm assuming a lot of the air is going to come out of. So there is no drop down visor in the behind the head here. Nothing. There's no drop down. Not a big deal for me. I personally wasn't a huge fan of it. I hardly ever used it when I did have it with a different helmet. So not a big deal, but just be aware of if that's something you're looking for. As far as comfortability, I would say the interior here is very soft. It has a really nice texture that hugs your head. This helmet, keep in mind, I came from the Icon Air Flight, and that helmet, man, as much as I wanted to like it with the looks, I love the looks of it. It was, in my opinion, bulky, heavy. It made me feel like I was a bobblehead with it, and it didn't quite sit right with my face. Now, however, this one is a medium large, and it honestly fits super, super good. So you can see here I got plenty of cushion pushing up against my cheek. It literally feels so good in my head, and the longer that I've been wearing it, the more it's conformed to my actual head itself, so it's gotten more and more comfortable the longer I've been wearing it. I honestly have almost zero pressure at my temples, as far as like when it's too much and it'll start giving you headaches. I can wear this thing for hours with no issues at all, especially now that it's broken in. Obviously in the beginning the cheek pads were super stiff, and it's not as bad anymore. They've broken in. As far as talking too with it, it's not bad at all. The visor goes up and down, no problem. It does click kind of loud, if that's something you care about. There is this button right here. It's not a button, it's a switch that goes up and down. So when the visor's closed, you can prop it just a little bit, and it gives you a little bit of airflow under the visor. Now, one thing that's worth mentioning are these are supposedly supposed to be anti-fog, anti-glare visors that come with it, and as you can see, definitely not anti-fog. At least the one I got, it still fogs up real bad. Now, one thing that I think is weird, and it may just be me, however, when the visor was, with this clear visor when it's down, obviously, I don't know what it was. It was almost like the visor was giving my vision a slight weirdness to it. It was almost kind of like if you put somebody else's glasses on and you can see, but it makes your eyes feel weird, like things look different. For some reason, this visor was doing that. I don't know what it was. Maybe I adjusted to it. It's not as big of a deal as it was in the beginning, but it did distort my vision a little bit. I mean, I know that may sound weird, but it was honestly like I'm putting on some sort of glasses. Very, very minimal, but it was there in the sense of like I would look around and think like, ooh, kind of looks weird. I've gotten used to it since then, not a big deal. I do have a mirror visor coming in, so we'll see how it is with that one. So just something worth mentioning. Now, for these straps here, it is super basic, just like every helmet out there. It goes through it. I would say that the padding here for the actual straps is super soft. It lays on the head no problem. Feels very comfortable. You also have the chin strap, guard, whatever you want to call it here. No issues, doesn't sit on my chin weird. But yeah, I like it. Another thing it does have is it has slots, I don't know if you can see it in there, on each side where your ears set, so you can put in a comm system right away with the padding that comes with the helmet, so you don't have to rig it up too much. It's ready for it, so that's obviously a huge plus. Another thing worth mentioning is with the air flight, like I said, it was very bobbleheady, made my head feel really big. I honestly, on the highway with a naked bike, when I would be riding and I would look to my left and my right, it would catch so much wind that it would literally like make it almost not impossible, but very, very hard to look left and right. It was very uncomfortable. This helmet, no issues at all. Does not do that at all. I can literally turn my head to look left and to look right without hardly any wind resistance. So if you're having an issue with your helmet, or if you're having an issue with that when you're on the highway at higher speeds and you're noticing that it's a little bit hard for you to look left and right, it could be the helmet. So keep that in mind. This helmet, I'm assuming with how super aerodynamic it is, it avoids all of that together. So now I feel a lot more comfortable when I'm on the highways and I can check my surroundings no problem. So if this is a helmet that you've been thinking about getting and you wanted an honest opinion about it, there you go. That is my opinion 100%. I personally really enjoy this helmet. I know there are some other reviews on YouTube that have more negatives about it than I do, but honestly, I think it's great, especially for the value. I picked this one up for a little bit under $200, brand new, and I'm sure you can get even better deals out there than that. I think it's great. I think anybody will be able to throw this on and enjoy it. Obviously, try and go to a Cycle Gear or anything like that and try them on and get your exact size, because you can always find them cheaper online for the most part. So that way you don't have to send it back and you get the exact size. I really enjoy their sizing. I like how it can go medium, medium small, medium large, etc. So there's a size for everybody. So honestly, I like the helmet a lot. I'm definitely gonna be holding on to it. I'm coming from an Icon Air Flight helmet, and that's what I think about it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the subscribe button and like it, as it helps the channel grow. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day and have a good one.